an exciting time of the year, and super proud of my guys and very happy for them to be one of 16 regional hosts in the country. So glad to be at home and ready to play really good competition.
Decision about your rotation.
Nick Bennett's pitched a lot of big games in his career here. He's pitched in this atmosphere before in a regional. He was fighting with Reed Detmers all fall to be the Friday guy, and was a little slow getting out of the gate and wasn't 100% healthy. So, just how the process fell, and he fell to the Saturday slot. And then the last few weeks, he just hadn't. We held him out for a couple weekends. But he threw against Florida State. He was on a pitch count, and then he threw down the ACC tournament on a pitch count. So he's fresh, he's strong, he's ready to go, and you feel like it's a perfect guy to set the tone for the weekend.
I know in the past you've always liked to stick to is it hard for you to kind of get out of the routine of starting your normal Friday kind of guy?
Yeah, no, I think we've done a little bit. As many times we've been able to play in these regionals and especially host, I think we've been able to tinker with it from year to year, and you got to have really good arms. You got to trust the guys you have, and knowing that we really got three great options, with Bennett, Miller, and Detmers. So we thought, Nick's the right guy to set the tone and get us started this weekend.
His demeanor, his tenacity, talk about having that in the opening game as well.
Competitive kid, yeah. I mean, he's all about competing. This guy pitched in a regional final as a freshman. He's pitched in the College World Series. He's pitched in a lot of big games, as we've said. So, this is his time, and I'm excited and happy for him that let him set the tone for the weekend, and hopefully all the other pitchers just fall in line, follow his lead.
You named Friday starter early in the season. What did you see in his improvement from the offseason that you thought he could handle that in this spot?
Oh man, the biggest jump usually you see freshmen make going into their sophomore year is just they understand the value of throwing strikes and not getting behind. And in high school, you could fall behind 2-0 and 3-1, and you could win most of those at bats because you're just better than the kids you're playing against. In college, usually you see a lot of freshmen, they just too many walks or they fall behind, and it's hard for them to come back. So, like Kyrian and the other sophomores who've had a really good year, Miller, just aggressive in the strike zone, throw your breaking ball for a strike, try to stay ahead of these guys, and then even if you don't, realize I got a really good defense behind me, I got to trust it, and let's play the law of average and throw a ball in there, and hopefully they'll hit it to one of my defenders. But they learn that. Freshmen, they kind of nibble around the zone and fall behind and walk guys, and usually their walks are too high.
Dan, Illinois, Chicago, we know they have a good, solid pitcher. What else do you guys know about them? What do you know about their pitching?
Just a really good club. Longevity in their coaching staff, successful program, always play a tough schedule, always go on the road, play great competition. We recruit a lot of the Chicago kids, so we got a lot of respect for, just tough kids who play hard, and they do a little bit of everything. That they can steal some bases, they like to bunt, they like to put pressure on the defense, and they do a great job on the mound. I mean, they attack the strike zone, they seem to feel their position. They all slide step or get the ball to the plate quickly. You could tell they take pride in defending the running game, and it's really good coaches. They know what it takes to win, and obviously that's why they've won their share of Horizon championships, and they've played in their share of regionals.
Are you confident that your offense is going to bounce back? And did you just run into a couple of hot pitchers, or was it bad at bats? Or
yeah, no, it's just we ran into two really good pitchers, and one was a senior, and thinking it could be his last game of his career. That kid was a warrior and knew we were going to get his best, and we didn't play particularly great. And then the next day, we knew we were playing a team that they were playing to make the postseason, and they weren't guaranteed to be in it. So, like we said, this time of the year, everybody's playing for something. So, but no, offensively, it's nice to get home and get back to a routine, and we feel really good. I mean, we wouldn't be in this position if our offense didn't produce this year. And even a guy like Reed Detmers, as great as he's been, our guys know when a guy wins ACC Pitcher of the Year or Conference Pitcher of the Year, he doesn't do it by himself. He gets a lot of credit, obviously, but you got to play defense behind him and you got to score runs. So, even when they're not at their best, you got to be better than the other guys, number one. So I commended our position players as well as the bullpen and everybody else when a guy wins a great award like that.
Last two times out, Nick has not gotten out past the third inning. Are you concerned about his ability to go deep in the game and what that could do to your bullpen?
Yeah, we were probably just playing it safe. He didn't give up a run down at the ACC tournament. We just got him out after 3 innings. It was clean. The pitch count was low. We felt like it was a good time to run Hoeing out there, let him start an inning. It might have backfired a little bit on us, but it was nothing about Nick. Looking back, we probably should have let him throw another inning or 2, but it was all in preparations for here. I mean, we're confident Nick's going to give us 6, 7, 8 innings, and it's okay if you got to go to your bullpen in game 1. I mean, we got a really good bullpen, and we got to trust them. At this point of the year, you got to feel like we can flip the ball to several guys, and they're going to get outs.
Gentry.
Dan, Indiana's program is kind of in that range of having had some success, but maybe looking for that next step. As you look back on your time here, what do you think the factors were to take you that next step after the first few years after that you have to have something?
I mean, I give a lot of credit to the 07 team. I learned a lot from that group. It was my first head coaching job, my first year as a head coach. I probably look back, made a lot of mistakes in that year. I just learned a lot from them, and going to Omaha, making the run we did. Really, we always say that was the springboard to where we are today. Are we sitting here today? I'd like to think we would have been, but man, that first year to go to Omaha, that just got everybody to believe. I can't speak for any other programs. I could just say, if you want to be good in baseball, if you want to be great in baseball, you can. It takes support from administration. It takes resources. But it also takes a coaching staff and a group of players that are committed to doing great things. And that's something our program has never shied away from. The bar is set very high. It's clear when we recruit you what we're going after. Like I tell the kids, I played in the College World Series. So for me, when I got into coaching, not like I had all the answers, but I had that fire inside of me, what it was like to play in the College World Series. And I'll be darned if I can't help these kids get there as a coach. And so it's been a lot of fun. And but we continue. We've gotten better, and obviously this last 4, 5, 6 year run, whatever we want to call it, it's been I don't want to take it for granted. It's not as easy as maybe people think it looks, but there's a lot of credit, a lot of great players, great coaches, and a great support staff. So I want a lot of people to feel a sense of pride for what's happened and what we've been able to accomplish.
Whitney, over here.
Dan, you mentioned setting the tone and how important that is. So how important is it to get into that 1-0-1-0 game in this double elimination?
I don't have the percentages in front of me. I'm sure there are, high percentages that to win a regional. But, it's, one thing we've always done a really good job of is respecting our opponent and, national seed and who we're matched up with. And like we always say, there's 2 things that are real. What's real is who we're playing Friday night, and what's real is we'll play one of the other 2 teams on Saturday. And we're not talking about 1-0 or who we might play against. It's just we got a really good team Friday night, and let's just be prepared and focused to play against them.
And Kieran was back the tournament, and so was Fitzgerald from Poland. We haven't seen him for a while. Is he good, and are you healthy as healthy as you've been?
Yeah, we probably are now. That last month, we and everybody goes through it, so we didn't make excuses, but you go through it. Got some guys in the DL, and we went through it. But as you said, those names, yeah, they're all back, carrying through in the conference tournament. Poland would have thrown, but we only played those 2 games, so he threw in a sim scrimmage here. Fitzgerald, even though it wasn't great in the conference tournament, it was just good to get the rust off because he didn't play in the Florida State series. So, going through some of the growing pains we went through down there are probably healthy, that we got guys out there and get them back to competing and get them to feel like, okay, I'm back up to speed as to the, how to play at this level.
Kind of off topic, but the last 3 or 4 seasons, we've had more rain, it seems like, than we've had in history. Some of the rainiest seasons. Do you feel like a part-time meteorologist?
I look at the weather a lot.
You've only missed 2 or 3 games during those
The
years.
turf helps, and our fans understand. We move game times, not to make it inconvenient for them, but we got to get these games in, and our kids show a lot of toughness. That's just the world of baseball. You gotta, as we say, handle the curveballs of life, and but I thought this spring, my first fall now in 2007, Coach Munderf will tell you, I'd only been here, 2 or 3 months, and I kept saying, is this Seattle? Because it rained all fall in 2006. So that was a good year. So when it rains a lot, and when I went, in 1990, got to play in the College World Series, it rained an awful lot that year with a lot of doubleheaders. We had a lot of doubleheaders this year. So however it is, I just trust the process and see it as an advantage. And we got rain today, and hopefully we won't have too much rain this weekend.
Michael?
Dan, what's the team come game day? What does the team do as they wait to play that second game? Are they able to come down here and relax? Will they be out, watching the game? What will they be doing?
Yeah. We stick to our routine: pregame meal and treatment, and then pregame BP in the cages, and then we let guys, they want to watch that first game, and this is fun. I mean, I love tournament atmosphere. That's why early in the year we try to play in some tournaments if we can. It's a part of the postseason, waiting to play. So I want our kids to enjoy it. We're not going to lock them down or make them stay inside or any of that. It's they're professional, and they know how to get ready, and so we just try to stick to our routine.
I thought I was in the wrong place when I walked up. What's the story with the yellow T-shirt?
It goes way back to an idea that I got from the Tour de France and how they would recognize the winner of each stage. And at the time, we weren't great defensively. And, I just remember offensive and home runs and guys that live in the batter's box world, as we like to say. So I just remember saying, you know what, we're going to reward defense. Let's get a yellow shirt, and the best player from today's practice will put that yellow shirt in his locker, and he gets to wear it the next day. And we did that for years. But it's a lot of work, because after every practice, you got to and the catching coach is always voting for a catcher, and the outfield coach is always voting for an outfielder. You try to be democratic. And I remember we were going into the ACC. I remember thinking defense will be most important in this league than ever, because the players are that good, and if you give these type of guys an extra out, man, they'll make you pay. The teams are too good. And so I said, why don't we just get all yellow shirts, and every Thursday before weekend series, we'll wear it at practice as a reminder that we have to really defend this weekend. And so that's kind of been our tradition, I guess, for 5 years now, where the whole team wears it. It's a defensive thing.
Last question.
How much do the players embrace wearing those right before the games?
I mean, by the time they get here, they saw the other teams do it, and they've won. But it's a little weird, I'm sure, in Omaha, where you got fans from all over the country knowing it's really not our school color. I guess it's in the beak, so if you want to pull it out of the beak, but it's, I've always thought there's probably fans, just like the question that was asked. But I guess it gives you something to write about.
All right, thanks, Coach.
Just quickly, can you just tell us about Alex and what he has brought to the table so quickly?
It helped our lineup, putting in a physical hitter, protected Logan Wyatt, and it allowed us to bump guys down, which just makes the bottom half of our lineup. We've got older players like Oriente, Levy, Britton, Pinkham. So it's been a huge boost, and it's an impressive year because the numbers he's put up are, probably 70 to 80 less at bats than other guys across the country, and his numbers are comparable with everybody.
All right. Now you can go.
Yes.
Sorry.
Thank you, Dan.
Sorry.